Dear Atlas learners, I am Nabi Hassan, course coordinator and librarian at IIT Delhi. So, I am now going to discuss about the newest concept in technology applications, which is also being explored in the library and information centers, that is blockchain technology. Apart from discussing the background and general use of this technology, we will also be exploring its application in libraries. So, the outline of this lecture is that I shall be covering some background information of the blockchain technology, its conceptual understanding, then what is blockchain technology, the three pillars of blockchain technology will be covered. We will also talk about as why is blockchain becoming popular, what is distributed ledger, blockchain for enterprise application developer and possible areas of implementation of blockchain technology in libraries. So, the theory behind the Bitcoin was first explained in a 2008 white paper written under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. In fact, blockchain 1.0 is moved to blockchain 3.0 since 2008. Blockchain 1.0 refers to digital currency, blockchain 2.0 to digital finance and blockchain 3.0 to digital society. Blockchain is a list of records called blocks that store data publicly and in chronological order. The information is encrypted using cryptography to ensure that the privacy of the user is not compromised and data cannot be altered. Information on a blockchain network is not controlled by a centralized authority, unlike modern financial institutions. If you are a participant in the blockchain network, you will have the same copy of the ledger which all other participants have. Even if one node or data on one particular participant's computer gets corrupted, the other participant will be alerted immediately and they can rectify it as soon as possible. So, what is a blockchain? A blockchain is a decentralized database and peer to peer network that stores a registry of transactions secured with cryptography. Blockchain is the ledger or record keeping side of the transactions and subsequent transactions. In simpler terms, blockchain technology uses a distributed database, or we can say that multiple devices are not connected to a common processor that organizes data into records or blocks that have cryptographic validation. These are time stamped and are linked to previous records, so that they can only be changed by those who own the encryption keys to write the files. Blockchain records the date, time, participants and any other contractual or legal pieces of a Bitcoin transaction. Blockchain is a key part of the infrastructure underlying Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So, the features of blockchain are that we have a public distributed ledger which works using a hashing encryption. Every block has a hash value which is the digital signature of the block. All the transactions are approved and verified on the blockchain network using a proof of work consensus algorithm. The blockchain network utilizes the resources of the miners who are there to validate the transactions for rewards. So, after understanding some background, we can say that blockchain technology is a structure that stores transactional record, also known as the block of the public, in several databases known as the chain in a network connected through peer to peer nodes. Typically, this storage is referred to as a digital ledger. Every transaction in this ledger is authorized by the digital signature of the owner, which authenticates the transaction and safeguards it from tampering. Hence, the information the digital ledger contains is highly secured. In simple words, the digital ledger is like a Google spreadsheet shared among numerous computers in a network in which the transactional records are stored based on actual purchases. The fascinating angle is that anybody can see the data, but they cannot corrupt it. The three pillars or three main properties of blockchain technology which have helped it gain widespread acclaim are decentralization, transparency and immutability. Now, let us discuss about these three pillars or main properties one by one. The first one, as you can see on the screen, is decentralization. In a decentralized network, if you want to interact with your friend, then you can do so directly without going through a third party. That was the main ideology behind bitcoins. You and only you alone is in charge of your money. You can send your money to anyone you want without having to go through a bank. The second pillar, as you can see on the screen, is transparency, which is one of the most interesting and misunderstood concepts in blockchain. A person's identity is hidden by a complex cryptography and represented only by their public address. This snapshot of Ethereum transactions can help you understand this second pillar. The third pillar, as you can see on the screen, is immutability. Immutability in the context of the blockchain means that once something has been entered into the blockchain, it cannot be tampered with. The reason why the blockchain gets this property is because of the cryptographic hash function. In simple terms, hashing means hacking an input string of any length and giving out an output of a fixed length. Now, let us understand as what is a block with the help of this image. With blockchain technology, each page in a ledger of transactions forms a block. The block has an impact on the next block or page through cryptographic hashing. In other words, when a block is completed, it creates a unique secure code which ties into the next page or block, creating a chain of blocks or blockchain. Let us understand as why is the blockchain popular nowadays. Blockchain is an emerging technology with many advantages in an increasingly digital world. These advantages are it's highly secure. Blockchain technology uses a digital signature feature to conduct fraud free transactions, making it impossible to corrupt or change the data of an individual by the other user without a specific digital signature. Another feature is like decentralized system. So, conventionally you need the approval of regulatory authorities like a government or bank for transactions. However, with blockchain the transactions are done with the mutual consensus of users, resulting in smoother, safer and faster transactions. The another important feature is automation capability. So, blockchain technology is programmable and can generate systematic actions, events and payments automatically when the criteria of the trigger are met. Another concept in blockchain technology is cryptocurrency. So, a cryptocurrency is a form of digital currency that can be used to verify the transfer of assets, control the addition of new units and secure financial transactions using cryptography. One of the cryptocurrencies most important advantages over normal currencies is that they are not controlled by any central authority. Without a central point of failure or a vault, the funds cannot be hacked or stolen. The shared and distributed nature of cryptocurrencies keeps everyone on the same page. Therefore, the transparency and distributed nature of blockchain technology is what makes cryptocurrencies secure. Some of the more popular cryptocurrencies you might have heard are Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple, etc. Another important component in blockchain technology is distributed ledger. As you can see on the screen, a distributed ledger is a database that exists across several locations or among multiple participants. Whereas, in case of centralized ledger, all parties reconcile their local databases with a centralized electronic ledger that is maintained and controlled by a trusted central party. So, in case of a distributed ledger which is permissionless, we can say that each node in a P2P network owns a full and up to date copy of the entire ledger. Every proposed local addition to the ledger by a network participant is communicated across the network to all nodes. Nodes collectively validate the change through an algorithmic consensus mechanism. After validation is accepted, the new addition is added to all respective ledgers to ensure data consistency across the entire network. And in case of a distributed ledger which is permissioned, the nodes need permission from a central entity to access the network and make changes to the ledger. Access controls can include identity verification. Now, let us talk about the features of distributed ledger, which is one of the most important components of a blockchain technology. The distributed ledger technology or DLT allows self interested participants in a P2P network to collectively record verified data in a shared ledger without relying on a trusted central party. The removal of the central party can increase speed and remove costs and inefficiencies associated with the maintaining the ledger and subsequent reconciliations. It can also enhance security because there is no longer a single point of attack in the entire network. Permissioned systems can fit more easily into existing legal and regulatory frameworks and institutional arrangements. However, to some degree, permission distributed ledgers remove key benefits of DLT's most critical innovation, such as the lack of need for a central party. So, you can see in this diagram as how a blockchain based distributed ledger technology works. So, here is the comparison between the open or permissionless versus permission distributed ledgers on some characteristics, as you can see in the screen, like central party, access, level of trust, openness, security, speed, identity, consensus, assets with examples. Let us understand as how blockchain works. Blockchain consists of three important concepts: blocks, nodes and miners. What is a block? Every chain consists of multiple blocks and each block has three basic elements. The data in the block, a 32-bit whole number called a nonce. The nonce is randomly generated when a block is created, which then generates a block header hash. The hash is a 256-bit number wedded to the nonce. It must start with a huge number of zeros, for example, be extremely small. When the first block of a chain is created, a nonce generates the cryptographic hash. The data in the block is considered signed and forever tied to the nonce and hash unless it is mined. The second component is nodes. One of the most important concept in blockchain technology is decentralization. No one computer or organization can own the chain. Instead, it is a distributed ledger by the nodes connected to the chain. Nodes can be any kind of electronic device that maintains copies of the blockchain and keeps the network functioning. Every node has its own copy of the blockchain, and network must algorithmically approve any newly mined block for the chain to be updated, trusted and verified. Each participant is given a unique alphanumeric identification number that shows their transactions. Combining public information with a system of checks and balances helps the blockchain maintain integrity and create trust among users. Essentially, blockchains can be thought of as the scalability of trust via technology. And the third one is miners. Miners create new blocks on the chain through a process called mining. In a blockchain, every block has its own unique nonce and hash, but also references the hash of the previous block in the chain. Miners use special software to solve the incredibly complex math problem of finding a nonce that generates an accepted hash. Because the nonce is only 32 bits and the hash is 256, there are roughly 4 billion possible nonce hash combinations that must be mined before the right one is found. Making a change to any block earlier in the chain requires remining not just the block with the change, but all of the blocks that come after. This is why it is extremely difficult to manipulate blockchain technology. When a block is successfully mined, the change is accepted by all of the nodes on the network and the miner is rewarded financially. This is the diagram which shows the comparison of public versus private blockchain network. And this is the screen which shows as what is blockchain good for, like for smart contracts, sharing economy, crowdfunding, governance, supply chain auditing, file storage, prediction market, intellectual property, internet of things, identity management, AML and KYC, private data management, land title registry, stock trading, etc. No technology or application comes without limitation. So is the blockchain technology. Some of the issues associated with the blockchain are like legal issues. Ownership issues of a decentralized ledger is one of the limitations considered in using the blockchain technology. Then there are privacy issues as well, people fear about the blockchain technology. Then the security issues concerns are like some people think that blockchain can also be hacked. Then there are some standardization issues like process management, data retention, provenance of information stored in the blockchain, authenticity of information, etc. So, this is the screen showing blockchain for enterprise application developer. Now, we will discuss about the application of blockchain technology in libraries. The librarians can help blockchain education reach to all. Here the role of the librarian is important, like in need to understand blockchain or blockchain technology, use of blockchain in various applications and to provide blockchain education to users. Some of the possible areas of implementation of blockchain technology in libraries could be like digital rights management, plagiarism related things, in payments, in scholarly publishing, in user to user loans, in interlibrary loans, etc. We will further explore it. So, let us explore some of these. Blockchain technology is opening new opportunities apart from its application in financial services. Blockchain technology based systems may be implemented in other fields related to libraries like digital preservation and tracking, community based collections to share objects, tools and services, blockchain based currencies for international financial transactions, interlibrary loan and voucher system, library verification of credentials like information literacy, library card, archives, special collections where provenance and authenticity are essential, then corporate library record keeping, organizational data management in intellectual property for R&D, etc. User to user loan may be availed using blockchain technology as you can see in this slide. Library to user loan can be extended as given in this image. Blockchain technology can be used in scholarly publishing as well. Basically, the blockchain is about storing information in a distributed, tamper resistant setting. This fits well with the work librarians have always been doing, that is gathering, preserving and sharing authoritative information. The blockchain can help librarians achieve that work, especially in the world of scientific publications. One potential use for the blockchain could be to create time stamped verifiable versions of journal articles. Irving and Holden successfully tested the use of the Bitcoin blockchain as a low cost independently verifiable method that could be widely and readily used to audit and confirm the reliability of scientific studies. They did this by creating a cryptographic hash of the plain text of a trial protocol document and using that hash to create a new private Bitcoin key. This creates a time stamped record in the blockchain which other researchers can quickly verify in the future. If the document is changed, the hash of the new document will not match the one stored in the blockchain. Blockchain technology can also be used for digital rights management like a DRM tool. Digital resources are inherently reproducible and this creates issues for libraries and publishers. Publishers have imposed draconian, often unworkable DRM tools on libraries and consumers in order to prevent copying of their materials. Because the blockchain creates a unique verifiable record that can be accessed by anyone, it could be tied to digital materials and used as a method to show provable scarcity of that resource. This would allow digital material to be uniquely identified, controlled and transferred. Publisher could be reassured that no copies were being made, but whether prices would decrease accordingly is really debatable. So, to conclude, I would like to say that blockchain technology is increasingly being used and adopted in libraries in various ways like for creating an enhanced metadata system, protecting digital first sale right, peer to peer sharing and so on. The technology is the best fit for academia and to get potential pace in libraries apart from those already explained. It can be used to secure user records in libraries, document library acquisitions and improve collection maintenance. Applications for special collections could allow for identification and discovery of unique holdings. The scholarly record is another use case that lends itself to blockchain by allowing researchers to record and timestamp their ideas and disseminate knowledge. Libraries have a major opportunity to use blockchain technology to advance privacy for users, increase collaboration and transform the way they work with each other and their communities. St. John's University, Toronto Reference Library, Suffolk Cooperative Library System etc., are already exploring this technology and we can see a great scope for other libraries to follow globally, as well as we are also expecting use of this technology in the Indian environment as well. So, these are the references which I have used for preparing my presentation or for gaining understanding of this topic, and the presentation or lecture has been prepared from different resources to help the learner to understand the topic for academic and research use. So, I duly acknowledge the scholars and the website content providers whose material has been used in my presentation or in this lecture or to gain understanding. Thank you very much and enjoy this lecture on blockchain technology and its application in libraries.